The doctor's in. Michael Perrotti joining you from RB Conquest 2018. I'm joined by Rynge after a long marathon day 2. How you feeling?
I'm feeling pretty good, man. I'm feeling pretty good. Yeah, it was always a long day, but a long day having fun with the homies is better than a long day doing something you don't like, you know?
Exactly.
Yeah.
So we just wrapped up day 2. Punk took the W, and he was pretty troll, don't you think?
Oh, of course. You know, I mean, I've seen him do that before. Usually in online sets, though, I hardly ever see him offline mirror match somebody, especially someone as proficient at his character as Nephew was. But I feel like ever since the Echo Fox Purge, he's really out to prove a point, right? He's gotten his swagger back, his confidence back, and he's looking to show that he's the best in the States at the very least.
Best in the States is a pretty bold statement.
Oh, yeah.
Do you think he can make it?
Oh, yeah. I mean, at one point, he definitely was the best in the States, right, in 2017 when he was going on his tear. 2018, he's definitely fallen off a little bit, but we see with him winning the MVP of the Street Fighter V Conquest Championship, I feel like he's on his way back. And I always talk about peaking at the right moments for competitive players, right? You always want to peak towards the end of the year because that's where stuff like the Conquest Finals is, Capcom Cup, etc.
Yeah, and if you peak early, you know, you get a lot of those points and you can secure your spot, but then you take the rest of the break off and then you come into Capcom Cup and you're a completely different player than when you were in the beginning.
Yeah, and even when you are grinding nonstop, right, you can grind nonstop and you can burn yourself out. We saw that with Tokido in one of the first years of Capcom Cup, right? Went to almost every tournament where he could earn points, and at the end of the day, he went 0-2. So yeah, I really feel like peaking at the right moment, taking care of your body and mentality coming into big events is so important when it comes to these competitors.
Yeah, and that's a mentality that even the players themselves are sharing a lot more and more. Something we're not super plagued with in the FGC is injuries. We get a couple, but it's not like League of Legends and Dota and stuff like that. Do you think that's more of a controller thing, or it is actually a mindset thing?
I would say probably more of a controller thing, I want to say, just because I feel like if you're trying to be professional, trying to be competitive at the top level, most of the time you're spending at least 8 hours a day, almost every single day of the week playing your game. And yeah, when it comes to Dota or League of Legends like that, I've seen a lot of people come away with elbow problems or figure problems, stuff like that, right? Fear from EG obviously had a big elbow issue. But when it comes to Street Fighter, I mean, yeah, or fighting games in general, we've only really seen Julio. Alex Myers has dealt with some injuries, right? But yeah, I just feel probably our input method is a little bit more easy on our bones and, you know, body than it is just sitting with the keyboard and mouse all day.
There's also so much more variety. You know, we have sticks, hitboxes, pads. We have the fighting pads that are all different. So that definitely helps a lot. Now I want to pivot.
Oh, can I say one more thing? Can I say one more thing about that? And it's funny to see what controller method is comfortable for each person, right? Because I've talked to people that play hitbox to relieve their hands, and I've talked to people that have played hitbox and it's hurt their hands more than like stick or pad, right? So it's really all about what you're comfortable with.
Yeah. No, that's true. And I mean, even hitboxes are fairly mainstream new. I won't say they're new, but sure. Mainstream. They're definitely a lot newer. Yeah. So that is definitely an interesting take. So I want to pivot. There's a game here, not this weekend, that you've been doing a lot of work in, Dragonball FighterZ.
I mean, do you want to just talk about Dragonball FighterZ in general?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay, I mean, yeah, Dragonball FighterZ, I love versus style games, right? And of course, the IP is legendary and whatnot. You know, it's all right. We'll cut that out in post. But yeah, Dragonball FighterZ, I mean, it's an incredible IP, obviously. But on top of that, I really enjoy the gameplay. And the personalities that have gravitated toward the game, I mean, I call them my goons for a reason. You know what I mean? Like, I love all those guys, you know, Sonic, Super Noon, the Kill Sage, all these guys putting in so much work in Dragonball FighterZ. It's a very entertaining game, and it's one that I truly love commentating.
And I think of the 3 you just mentioned, there's only one with a Dragon Ball, right?
Yes, only Sonic Fox, right? Yeah, the Dragon Ball.
Hook has one.
Hook, yeah, I didn't mention Hook, but yeah, he's definitely one of the goons for sure. One of the I mentioned Super Noon, to Kill Sage, and Sonic, but yeah, so Sonic, that's all right. Sonic does have the Dragon Ball, but of course, yeah, Kazunoko also has a Dragon Ball. Hook, man, and it's funny about HookGangGod because he's kind of been the protagonist of this year of the Dragon Ball FighterZ series, right? He won the Summit early on, right? It was a big tournament, really showcased the game to the world as a whole, and he won that tournament. He's really his coming out party, more so than just being an LBC dominant player. And then on top of that, winning the 4-star Dragon Ball, baby. That's the one everybody wants. So I'm looking for Hook to do big things at the finals for sure.
So, I mean, there's already been 5 balls given out, 2 to Kazunoko. There's 3 remaining. Who takes them?
2. Right? 5 and 7 total?
Yeah, Oh yeah.
Yeah, but
there's an 8th player. This is like the third time
because it's gonna be an 8-man bracket, but it's LCQ, right?
Yeah.
So that's gonna be the last one for LCQ. But yeah, you mentioned that there's 2 tournaments remaining left for Dragon Ball. It's gonna be the Australia Saga as well as the Japan Saga coming up. So yeah, I mean, I can't wait to see who actually takes these Dragon Balls. I mean, I don't want Kazunoko to get another one. You know what I mean? I want somebody new, fresh, guaranteed to get their spot. But at the same time, even if Kazunoko takes the W, that's just another LCQ spot, baby. You know what I mean? So it'll be entertaining in the end.
Yeah, and I mean, it's such a different setup for an event, right?
Yeah.
Like, we have Conquest, obviously, where we get 15 different people with a last chance, but they get the new sticks, they get the Conquest sticks, but to actually have, like, that visceral Dragon Ball is just so different and new.
Yeah, absolutely. I think Bandai Namco and Toei and everybody did a great job of utilizing the lore. You got to utilize the lore when it comes to Dragon Ball. So many of us have grown up with that property and hold it very close to our hearts. Yeah. So, I mean, when it comes to, I mean, everybody competes for the money and everything like that, for the pride, for being the best. But when you can actually have a tangible object that's you earned in relation to the property that you love, I really think it motivates the players even more.
Yeah, and I mean, it like you said, the IP is something everybody's grown up with. You know, Super re-brought it back. You know, a lot of people started getting back into it with that. We didn't see too much character representation in fighters. We saw a couple. Who do you want to see make it to season 2? Because season 1's over.
Ooh, okay, so you're asking me about DLC. Okay. Well, I do like the idea of the Tournament of Power DLC pack. You know what I mean, with Jiren and
God Topo?
Yes, absolutely, Topo. What's her name?
Kemba?
No. No. I don't want the Saiyan. I want the one from the Love Planet.
Oh.
Rebaran? Something like that, right? It starts, starts with an R. I want her in the game. No? You don't want that? You don't want that?
I don't want to get bodied by, like, hearts flying at me through the sky. That's no fun.
Yeah, I definitely want her in the game. Oh, Master Roshi, bro. I'm missing the Master Roshi. I think a lot of people want Master Roshi in the game. I just hope characters keep coming, you know what I mean? Because there's such a plethora of people to choose from. So I definitely want to see what happens in Season 2. I'm more of a fan of the Tournament of Power DLC coming. Oh, I always thought about this in the beginning of the game, actually, to put Bulma in as like some type of like Tron type character, you know what I mean? Give her like a mech, let her throw items with capsules and whatnot. I always wanted to see that too.
So you're saying the joke character should be Bulma, not Satan?
Oh man, that's a close one. Mr. Saiyan's a good choice too, but I'm more on the Bulma train. I want the Bulma Tron equivalent.
Okay, I can see that. And so, you know, we're wrapping up the season. We have Capcom Pro Tour in December, Dragon Ball World Tour in January. If you could only go to one, what would you pick?
Dragon Ball, no hesitation, man. I love Street Fighter V, but Dragon Ball is what I'm about. That's what I'm about. That's my #1 priority right now.
All right, so then final question, keeping with the all about Dragon Ball, what was your favorite Dragon Ball event this year?
Oh, my favorite Dragon Ball event this year.
If it's not Summit, we're just ending it.
That's exactly what I was going to say, man. I was like, is there really any other answer but the Summit? Like, the Summit was an incredible tournament, an event that I'm literally going to hold close to my heart forever. Like, I don't want to understate how important that tournament was to me personally. Like, I felt like I, found some newfound confidence in that. I really felt like it was a format that fit the FGC, that the FGC has been wanting to do for so long, right? We've seen the summits for CS, for Dota. I'm a big Dota fan, so I've been watching the summit for a long time. So for Dota, I think they're up to 10, to be honest with you. So, like, when they've done so many events, and ever since the outset, I'm like, this is perfect for the FGC. This is such a perfect format, and I love the talent that they put together. And I mean, I hope to be a part of another one. I hope there's another one. Yeah, Summit by far.
Plus, I mean, the player storylines in and of themselves, you mentioned Hook Gang, the Goichi Sonic Fox coming back and actually being, like, relevant again. Yeah. I would definitely go with best event. But
I want to play Mafia again.
But like we said at the beginning, it's been a long day. Thank you for taking the time to talk to me.
Yeah, man. Good stuff.
Yeah. Good luck and have fun.
All right. Thank you.